This is Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about adjusting to the new normal in this age of the novel coronavirus. Hey Janine.
Hey Shannon, how are you?
Sheltering in place.
Oh boy.
Although
times.
The official order came out today, and they're not calling it shelter in place. They're calling it stay home, save lives.
Oh, well, that's a nice spin, right?
Yeah. I think so.
We're mandatory 30-day stay at home. Sounds a little less catchy.
Right. Yeah. No one's going to hashtag that.
I'm pretty sure the mayor of St. Louis wasn't thinking about the hashtag. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so it seemed we should mention that we ordinarily have a week or two delay between when we record something and when we publish it. But this week we thought, since everything's changing so quickly, that if we would go ahead and talk about the new normal, and so we have a chance of it being relevant when we publish it.
Right. So that we are recording on Monday, March 23rd, and we will be publishing this on Thursday, whatever date that is.
March 26th.
26th. Mm-hmm. And things have been changing so quickly. Before we started recording, we were reminiscing isn't the right word, but reflecting on how different things were just a week ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling. So we're hopeful that when you hear this in a few days, it will be helpful.
Yes.
Fingers
and that's
crossed.
Yeah, and that's mostly what we wanted to do because, most of us are working from home or are working in different kinds of situations that somehow your work life or home life has changed in the last week, most likely. And even if it hasn't, mine hasn't significantly changed because I do all of my work virtually anyway. But all of the news and everything has made it feel very different.
Right. Plus, you have a husband who's home half the time now, who isn't usually.
Yes. And he's used to. It turns out that I'm far more of an introvert than I thought, and he's far more of an extrovert than I realized.
Oh, interesting discovery.
Yes. Yeah. It's a good thing he's cute.
He is cute.
So he's used to working with a lot of people and having a lot of social interaction, and I'm used to working at home by myself.
All right.
Yeah, so, we're coming up with ways to sort of have both of our needs met and be reasonable. And I think that we often use the phrase to, cut yourself slack, or I think I originally heard it from, his name, Michael, the coach. Michael Neal. Yeah. And he said, cut yourself infinite slack.
Right.
And so I am reminding myself to cut everyone in my life infinite slack as well as myself.
Oh, that's very nice. Yes. And, I work from home as well, although I see clients in their homes. So my work life has changed in that I have no client appointments, right? I had to cancel them.
Right.
But Barry also works from home. So we've been working from home together for 25 years. So that part and we have a big house that's very solid. So we don't even have to interact that much.
Well, your house is a 2-family house, and his office is in one of the units, and yours is in the other unit. Even, you
Right.
have changed it into a single family home, but so, you're essentially living in different units. I mean, working in different units.
We're living in the same unit.
You live in the same one, but
yeah. But I took over the first floor apartment as my office area.
Yeah.
So we don't have to. We don't get in each other's way. But what I've experienced is the strange feeling that I'm suddenly not under time pressure to get my work done at my desk. Because I'm always working around client appointments, right? So when I would wake up in the morning, it would be, okay, what's my schedule this week, and when am I going to get all this other stuff done that I have to do to run my business? And so this weekend, I had the first weekend in, I think, 25 years, because for 10 years before I started my organizing business, I was a freelance writer, where I didn't have to work, or I didn't have any guilt about not working. Because
right.
I really didn't need to work. And it was so strange. So then during the week now, I'm trying to get a lot done, because I feel like here's my big chance to have all this time available to me to get done all that stuff I always told myself I would do if only I had enough time.
Yes.
And it's coming to roost, right? So it's a very interesting experience, and I want to make the most of it. And I'm applying all this weird pressure to myself when there's literally no pressure. It's completely self-imposed, which will mean I'll get some stuff done. But it's very strange.
Yeah. Yeah, I've experienced that too, because I'm thinking, it's so weird because it's all in my head. Literally, my schedule has not changed. And I feel both like I can't work and I have so much I want to do.
Right.
And, oh, now I can do all of this other stuff. And someone asked me, what are you going to do with all your free time? I'm like, I have the same amount of free time I had a month ago. It really isn't any different. But I still am, last week I just sort of threw up my hands and took care of the things that I had to take care of, and just sort of let everything else kind of go as it went, as opposed to trying to make myself do anything in particular. Mm-hmm. And so this week I don't really like that feeling of sort of being adrift and I could be doing more, but I'm not. And so how do I hold myself to a standard and also not get too perfectionistic about it?
Right. Also cut yourself slack and let go. You let go of some of that pressure to do it perfectly well, or to do it the best you can be. Make this the best self-quarantine ever.
Right. Yeah. Because, there's a phrase I never thought I would hear.
Yeah.
That's
which is a phrase I've never said before.
Well, I think I have come up with a way, though, to make this, feel like I'm doing the things I want to be doing and doing the things I need to be doing, and create some structure without too much structure. And that's by reviving to-do list bingo.
Woo, woo, woo. That is so amazing, because that's exactly what I've been doing, except I've maybe you've done the same thing. I've gone to a website that generates bingo cards. And Yeah. And it's called Bingo Baker. And I have different categories of cards. So I've got some for admin catch-up that I need to do. I've got one for organizing tasks around the house. I've got one for genealogy, and I've got one that I call daily, that has a different column. So each of those things is in one column. And you can, with Bingo Baker, you can you can have them mix up just within a column if you want.
Oh,
So this
right.
way, for the daily one, I can get stuff done across categories if I'm going to get a bingo. And I've spent an inordinate amount of time thinking about it and doing it. But I did get 2 bingos in my daily today. Yay! And I'm working on others. So how you've been doing it by hand, I guess, manually.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice. I mean, being crafty.
Well, and I haven't, like, today's the first day I've started, so it's all still like in its rudimentary phases. But I took out my old bingo cards and which I had created from doing this years ago when we first started doing it.
Right. I'm going to check and see when that was.
I want to say it was like 2011, maybe.
Yeah, I think that might be right, or maybe 2010. Yeah, it was a long time ago. But I'm impressed that you hung on to them for all that time. How many times have you moved since then?
Well, I sort of thought that I had thrown them out, thinking like, I'll never use these again. And when I set up my newish home office, I pulled out the couple of bins that I had packed my desk up into from when I had an off-site office, and there they were in the desk organizer.
Very nice. It was
with them are the magnets that I had forgotten about that I created to mark when I completed a square that are Marvel comic superhero magnets.
Awesome. And you made them?
Yeah.
That's excellent.
I think that they were like little party favor erasers or something, and I glued magnets onto the back of them.
Nice.
So, yeah. So that's fun.
Yeah. So you have a square for each task. You mix up the squares, set up a board, and then when you complete a task, you cover it with your superhero magnet, and then you try to get a bingo. It motivates you to do a particular task so that you can get a bingo.
Right.
It was 2011. I did check because remember I had all those blog posts about it, and I even created an info product about it. I even talked about it on TV.
Oh, right, you did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in this, and I hadn't used it in ages, but I figured that when I was thinking about it last week that surely there's now a way to do this automatically. And so there are a number of websites, but this one was the one, even though the resulting bingo card that you print out, you don't have to print it out. You can do it online, I think, is not that beautiful. It's still very effective. So I'll put a link in the show notes to it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. But it is, at least for the moment, crazily motivating.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun way to write down your tasks. I was getting really overwhelmed by all the tasks in so many different categories in my life that I could accomplish. And today I was thinking that maybe I would try to do certain things in the morning for sure, like yoga and genealogy research and blogging. And then for the rest of the day, have a theme. Like each day, like one day is organizing projects, another day is genealogy, or another day is like financial, QuickBooks and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then try to get the bingo on that board on those days.
Oh, that's great. I think that's a great idea. I hadn't put so much thought into it, and it never occurred to me that I could create a bingo board online. But what I have done is incorporated both sort of non-work related things that I want to be doing every day, and things that that are more for self-care or just for pleasure, like doing a sketch or doing yoga or doing my cartooning homework or whatever. And I'm incorporating those along with the things that I need to do for work, or, for my family or whatever. And so I I wanted to create a bingo board that would help me do a mix of those things throughout the day, so I wouldn't just feel like I was not being productive, like I was having fun but not being productive, or just all work and no play.
Right. Yeah. That's excellent.
Just to create a little balance.
Weirdly the opposite of the way I went.
Right.
What's weird is that we went two different directions. Yeah. That's really great though.
Yeah. And so I have some of my bingo squares. I have several bingo squares that are just to-do list. And so that's to do anything that's on my to-do list, as opposed to the things that I want to be doing every day.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's excellent. Oh, shoot. Something zipped through my brain. Something about being able to focus on making the most of this time, which that sounds perfectionistic, of recognizing this weirdness as an opportunity helps for me mitigate the sort of general freak out I get if I think too hard about what the heck's going on. And I think it's important to stay aware, but it's so easy to go, like on social media, to go down a rabbit hole of fear and anger and concern and everything else. So staying busy with tasks and having a fun way to access those tasks, for me anyway, is really helpful.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And that's something that I realized that I needed to put into place too, which is put myself on a news diet. I generally don't like thinking about diets or sort of that diet mentality, but I definitely need to be on a news diet. And one of the things that I am doing is not charging my phone by my bed anymore. Because I was finding myself with a tendency to look at the news last thing at night and first thing in the morning, and that's not a really very pleasant bookend to my day.
Right. Oh, that's a very good point. Yeah, I think I might have to try that too, because I have been looking at the news first thing in the morning. I mean, literally thinking to myself, I wonder what happened last night, and looking at the news.
Well, and, I'm waking up on the West Coast, so I'm like,
this morning.
So the East Coast has been up for hours before me. What has happened in New York? So I am definitely sort of containing, trying to create discrete times and setting a timer for how long I'm on the news, because it's really easy to go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good. That's good food for thought there, Shannon.
Yeah. And, these are unusual times that we're in, and it's totally normal to feel a whole range of emotions every day.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it, because I think most of us are feeling a range of emotions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I think that's part of perfectionism, is thinking that you should be feeling a particular way, or you should be managing something in a particular way, when there's no right way to do this. There will be times when we feel silly and giddy and happy and doing ridiculous things, and there will be times where you feel sad and scared and you aren't sure what to do, and that's all normal, and having sort of moving between those is, I think, or like not getting stuck in one, I think, is the key. Like, you both don't want to be mired in that scared, helpless feeling, nor do you want to be oblivious and not understand what's happening in the world around you. But sort of understanding what is your personal limit is really helpful.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. And I will say that while it's true that there's no one right way to do any of this, I think it's also true that it's right to maintain social distance and follow the rules that are being set forth. Right.
Oh,
I know that. I know you weren't saying otherwise, but I felt the need to make that point.
No, that there is like, we do need to maintain social distancing. We do need to maintain good hygiene. And, it's easy. Like, I don't know. I saw a video going around where a guy went to wash his hands and then he washed his hands and he turned off the faucet and realized he'd touched the handle. So then he washed the handle and then washed his hands. And then he realized that he was touching the soap, and so then he washed the soap dispenser and, and it's like, it's easy to sort of get overly caught up in like getting it perfect. And, this is one of those things where we have a high standard, but there is no perfect. There's no perfect way to protect yourself, but maintaining high standards of hygiene, washing your hands for 20 seconds, staying in your home. If you do have to go out, maintaining that 6 feet social distancing standard are all really good things.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I think we were planning to keep this one short, so I feel like I hope that A, what we've said might help a few people, and B, by Thursday, it will still be relevant.
Yes. I hope those things too. And I also hope that if our listeners are wanting our thoughts on anything in particular, that you let us know. You can call our hotline at 413-424-GTGE4843. You can hit us up on social media on Facebook and Instagram. We're at Getting to Good Enough. And on Twitter, we're at GTG Enough. And of course, you can always head to our website where we post the show notes, and that's gettingtogoodenough.com. But for now, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. I think that's the first time we said we were going to keep one short, and we did.
It's a red letter day.
Yes.